book is highlighting Wisconsin's nature army of the 1930s, the young men who worked to shape our state parks and natural areas.
The Civilian Conservation Corps was part of President Roosevelt's New Deal program, and here to talk more about their impact is author and UW Professor Emeritus Jerry Axe.
Good to see you, Jerry.
And here's the book.
I'm glad to be here.
So, how did this idea get going here to write this book?
Well, I get ideas from all over the place, of course. Everybody has an idea for me. And a bookstore owner in Wausau. We were in Minneapolis at a book fair, and she said to me, "You ought to write a book about the CCC." I said, "Why should I do that?" She said, "Well, there are a lot of people in the North who don't know the story," and it's true.
Well, it's a part of our history that people should know.
A very important part of what was going on during the Great Depression.
So tell us about the Corps.
Well, it was something that FDR started. One of the first things he did when he took office, and he was elected in 32, and in 33 he was president, and he called together a special congressional meeting, and he said, "We've got to do something about these thousands of young men and other people too, of course, that were out of work. We had 25% unemployment in this country at that time." And so he organized, he knew about something like this when he was governor of New York. And he said, "We should put together something to save the young people of this nation." And interestingly enough, in 1933, the CCC, the law was passed 4 weeks after the Congress got together, and by April, the CCC was in operation. Unheard of.
Wow.
Absolutely unheard of.
How many camps were there in Wisconsin?
Wisconsin, we had about 125 at one time or another.
What kind of work did they do?
Well, a lot of reforestation, because at that time, much of the North Woods had been logged off. And it was a big cutover area, as it was called, with stumps and gullies and everything like that. So they planted thousands of trees in the north. They also introduced soil conservation to southwestern Wisconsin, the driftless area in particular, that hill country. And they introduced farmers to strip cropping and contour farming to save the soil. They helped construct and reconstruct national parks all over the state, and county parks as well.
In this book, do you introduce us to some of the members of the Corps?
In fact, I was fortunate in getting a set of journals that one of the young men kept. It was unusual. He happened to be a college student, dropped out of college, and that was very unusual because there were a number of CCC boys that were illiterate. But this guy happened to have spent a year in college, and he kept a journal. I had access to those journals, and I have some of that in the book. It is fascinating what the day-to-day life would be, especially in the North Woods when it's 45 below zero this morning.
Right. We're seeing some old photographs of the camps here. It changed the face of the state.
It did. There's the cover of one of those journals.
Look at all those guys.
It did. It introduced the country to the need to take care of the environment. We thought at that time that the North Woods would be here forever, and that you didn't have to worry about taking care of the soil. It would be here forever. How wrong they were at that time. And the Depression helped us see that things were really going south all over the country, including Wisconsin.
The irony of that. Economic depression.
Oh, it was terrible. It was awful. There are 250,000 young men without work, 250,000, and they were riding the rails across the country, looking for a sandwich, looking for any bit of work that they could find, get a roof over their head and something to eat. We have no idea what it was like. I happened to be born during that time, so I met some of those people coming by, walking by, rapping on the door. Can I chop some wood for you? Can I do anything for you because I'm hungry?
Fascinating. The Civilian Conservation Corps in Wisconsin. You have a book event coming up. It's at Arcadia Books in Spring Green tomorrow at 2 o'clock. and then also the Verona Public...
No, that's not quite right.
That's not right?
Let me. I got the notes here.
Okay.
I got to get them straight. I'm going to be in Wild Rose tomorrow night at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
And on the 11th, I will be in Arcadia. That's on Saturday, and then on next Monday, I'll be in Verona.
Okay.
Okay,
So
good.
We're close.
Jerry, good to see you
Jerry,
again.
great to see you.
On the book.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Congratulations on the book.
Thanks.
We'll be right back.